Your doctor says your labs are perfect, but you can barely make it through the day without crashing on the couch. Here's what drives me absolutely nuts. And I know you've experienced this. You walk into that doctor's office exhausted, brain fog, maybe gaining weight you cannot lose. You tell them everything. How you need 3 coffees just to function. How you snap at your kids over nothing. How you feel like you are aging in dog years. And they run their standard blood panel, look at the results, and say those 3 words that make you want to scream. Everything looks normal. 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 Since when is feeling like garbage every single day normal? Look, I've been there, doing everything right. Bulletproof coffee, intermittent fasting, quality supplements, even testosterone shots, and still felt like absolute trash. My cortisol was flatlining. My energy was shot. But according to my doctor, just the stress. You are fine. Here's what nobody tells you. There is a massive gap between feeling amazing and having a diagnosed disease. And conventional medicine, they are completely blind to it. Think about it. Modern medicine is brilliant at saving lives. Heart attack, they'll save you. Cancer, they've got protocols. But when you are somewhere in between healthy and disease, when you are dysfunctional but not dying yet, you are invisible to them. I had a client recently. Let me paint this picture for you. She's been to multiple doctors over 2 years. Brain fog, so bad she couldn't remember her kids' school schedules. Bloating after every meal. Energy crashes that had her in bed by 7 p.m. Know what every single doctor told her? Your blood work is normal. Try meditation. This is medical gaslighting at its finest, and it happens every single day. You know what was actually happening? Her gut was on fire with inflammation. Her hormones were starting to tank. Her stress response system was breaking down. But none of that shows up on a standard CBC panel. Here is the thing, and this is critical. Dysfunction doesn't suddenly become disease overnight. It's a spectrum, a slow slide from optimal to okay to struggling to diagnose. And right now, you might be halfway down that slide, screaming for help while your doctor's looking at outdated markers saying that you are fine. Listen, if you are sitting there thinking, this is exactly what I'm going through, you are not crazy. You are not broken. You are not making it up. Your body is trying to tell you something, and the conventional system just doesn't have the tools to hear it. So here's what we are going to do. I'm going to show you exactly how to spot dysfunction before it becomes disease. Because catching these issues early, that's the difference between bouncing back in months versus battling for years. If this is resonating with you, hit the subscribe button, because what I'm about to share could literally change the trajectory of your health. So, if your doctor can't see the gap, how do we actually find what's breaking down? Here's where things get really interesting, because once you understand what's happening behind the scenes, everything starts to make sense. All right, so you're stuck in this gap, feeling terrible but testing normal. Here's what's actually happening in your body and why your doctor cannot see it. Think of your health like a house. Conventional medicine, they are only looking for fires, full-blown, smoke billowing. Call 911 emergency. But what about the faulty wiring that's about to spark? The slow leak rotting your foundation? The termites eating through your support beam? That's dysfunction. And it's destroying your house from the inside out, while everyone's telling you it looks fine from the street. Dr. Mark Hyman puts it perfectly. We wait until people are sick to treat them, rather than identifying and addressing the subtle imbalances that lead to disease. Read it again. We wait until you are sick, until the dysfunction becomes disease, until the whisper becomes a scream. Here's what's really happening in that gap. Your body has these interconnected systems, hormones, gut, immune, detox, pathways, all talking to each other constantly. And when one starts struggling, the others compensate. Your adrenals pump out more cortisol to keep you going, your liver works overtime, your gut barrier starts breaking down. But none of this shows up on standard labs, because you are not yet. You are just breaking. This is exactly what happened to my client. 2 years of normal labs while her body was screaming for help. When we finally ran functional testing, her cortisol patterns was completely inverted. Morning levels in the basement, nighttime levels through the roof. No wonder she couldn't sleep. Her gut markers showed early stage intestinal permeability, leaky gut, letting toxin flood her system. Her liver enzymes were technically in range, but functioning at 40% capacity. You know what her doctor had been missing? The pattern. The story her body was telling through whispers, no shouts. See, dysfunction shows up in the relationship between systems, not just individual markers. It's in the ratio of hormones, not just their absolute values. It's in how your gut bacteria communicate with your immune system, how your stress response affects your digestion, how your liver function impacts your energy. Dr. Hoberman talks about this constantly, how our nervous system state affects literally every other system in our body. When you are stuck in chronic stress, your entire biological ecosystem shifts into survival mode. Digestion tanks, hormones dysregulate, immune function goes higher, but unless you are looking at the whole picture, you miss entirely. Here's what breaks my heart. By the time conventional medicine can see your problem, you've often lost years, sometimes decades, of quality life. Years of being told you are fine when you know you are not. Years of thinking you are crazy, lazy, or just getting old. No, you are not old at 35. You are not supposed to feel exhausted at 45. And you are definitely not crazy for knowing something's wrong when every cell in your body is telling you so. So, how do we catch dysfunction before it becomes disease? This is exactly why I use functional diagnostic nutrition framework. Because we need to look at the whole system, not just pieces. Listen, before we test thyroid numbers or hormone levels in isolation, we need to understand what's actually driving the dysfunction. And it always comes back to 5 foundational areas. Every single time. Your stress and hormone system, that's your body's command center. When cortisol patterns break, everything downstream suffers. Then there is metabolic wellness. How your liver processes toxins, how you digest and absorb nutrients. Your intestinal barrier, is it protecting you or letting invaders through? Your gut microbiome, who's living in there and what are they doing? And hidden food sensitivities that keep your immune system in constant alarm mode. This is why we don't just treat symptoms, we investigate systems. I had a client last month, exhausted, bloated, brainful, the usual suspects. Her regular doctor ran a thyroid panel, normal. Ran it again 3 months later, still normal. Do you know what our functional testing found? Her adrenals were barely producing cortisol. She told me she literally couldn't get out of bed without hitting snooze 5 times. Every morning felt like climbing Mount Everest. But here is the kicker. Her body was metabolizing cortisol so slowly that it looked okay on paper. Meanwhile, her gut showed early stage of dysbiosis and intestinal permeability, food sensitivities to things she ate every day. Her liver struggling under toxic load. This constellation of dysfunction, it was heading straight toward autoimmune disease. But we caught it. We actually caught it while there was time to reverse it. Look, I put together a free guide that shows you exactly which 5 labs can reveal hidden dysfunction before it becomes disease. It's not about more testing. It's about the right testing. The link is in the description below. And honestly, if you are stuck in this gap right now, symptoms everywhere but no answers, let's talk. I'm opening up free 30-minute strategy session for people who are ready to stop being medical mysteries. The link for that is in below. Because here's the truth. The medical system is designed to catch disease, not prevent it. But you don't have to wait until you are sick enough to be seen. You can choose to investigate now, to intervene now, to heal now. Now that you understand what's really going on, why you feel terrible despite normal labs, let's talk about what you can actually do about it. Starting tomorrow, these aren't complicated protocols or expensive treatments. These are simple things you can do this week to start uncovering your own patterns of dysfunction. All right, so you understand the gap, you see why your doctor's missing it. Now what? What do you actually do tomorrow morning to start catching dysfunction before it ruins your life? Here's your action plan. 5 things, all doable this week, not next month, this week. First, start tracking your energy patterns. I'm serious. Get a notebook, not an app, a physical note, and every 2 hours, rate your energy 1 to 10. Do this for 1 week. You'll start seeing patterns your doctor never asked about. That 3 p.m. crash, the 10 a.m. brain fog after every coffee, that's your body showing you where systems are breaking down. I had a client who discovered through tracking that her energy tanked exactly 90 minutes after eating certain foods. Every time, like clockwork. That pattern led us to uncover insulin resistance that wasn't showing on her fasting glucose tests. One simple tracking exercise revealed that what years of normal blood work had missed. Second, do the temperature test. This one, huge. Take your temperature first thing in the morning, before you even get out of bed. If it's consistently below 97.8 Fahrenheit, your metabolism is struggling. Your thyroid might be to clinical low. Standard thyroid panels means this constantly, but your body temperature, that doesn't lie. Here's what's wild. I've seen people with perfect TSH levels who can't get their morning temperature above 96.5. The doctors keep saying their thyroid is fine. Meanwhile, they are living in a metabolic ice age, wondering why they can lose weight or think clearly. Your body temperature is your metabolism speedometer, and most doctors never even check it. Third, look at your poop. Yeah, I said it. Your bowel movements tell you more about your health than most blood tests. Are you going daily? Is it formed, floating, different colors? Google the Bristol stool chart. I'm serious, and start paying attention. Your gut is talking to you every single day. Most people just flush away the evidence. Let me be crystal clear here. If you are not having at least one complete bowel movement daily, your detox pathways are compromised, period. I don't care what your liver enzymes say. If waste is backing up in your system, you are poisoning yourself from the inside out. Fourth, test your heart rate variability. You can get a cheap monitor or use your smartwatch. HRV shows how well your nervous system adapts to stress. Low HRV, your body is stuck in fight or flight, breaking down silently. This is one marker that changes fast when you start addressing dysfunction, within weeks, not months. I tracked a client's HRV through her healing journey. Started at 25. Basically, her nervous system is screaming for help. Within 6 weeks of targeted interventions, up to 45. By 3 months, consistently above 60. Her anxiety disappeared. Her sleep improved. Her digestion normalized. All because we could see and fix what her nervous system was doing. Fifth, run a simple elimination test. For 1 week, just 1 week. Cut out gluten, dairy, and sugar. I know, but listen, if you feel dramatically better, you've just identified major inflammatory triggers that the standard allergy test missed completely. My client who removed her food sensitivity, she lost weight she'd been carrying for years. Brain fog lifted, energy returned from changing what she ate for breakfast. Here's what's beautiful about these steps. They cost almost nothing. They give you data your doctor isn't collecting, and they start revealing the patterns of dysfunction today. But I need you to understand something. These aren't just random health hacks. Each one gives you insight into a different system. Temperature shows metabolic function. HRV reveals nervous system health. Your digestion reflects gut integrity. Energy patterns expose hormone dysfunction. Food reactions show immune activation. You are becoming your own health detective, because waiting for the medical system to catch up, that's not a strategy. That's a Russian roulette with your health. You know what I realized the other day? I was playing with my kid at 7:30 p.m. He was having one of those epic meltdowns. You know the kind. And I was just there, present, calm, handling it with actual patience and love instead of snapping or checking out mentally. 2 years ago, I would have been on the couch by then, scrolling my phone, irritated by everything, letting my family navigate around my exhaustion. That's what dysfunction steals from you. Not just your energy, your presence, your connection, the best parts of who you are. Listen to me. You are not broken. You are not lazy. You are not just getting older. Your body is brilliantly designed, and right now, it's trying to tell you something. Every symptom, every crash, every foggy morning, those aren't failures. Those are signals, messages from a body that wants to heal but needs you to listen. The medical system wants to wait until you are sick enough to medicate, until dysfunction becomes disease, until the whispers become screams. But you don't have to wait. You don't have to accept normal labs while feeling like garbage. You don't have to lose another year wondering what's wrong with you. My client told me something last week that stopped me cold. She said, I wish I found you 5 years ago, before I missed so much on my kids growing up, before I lost myself completely. Her functional labs revealed patterns that had been building for years, patterns we reverse in months, not years. She got her life back, her marriage back, herself back. This is what's possible when you stop waiting for permission to feel better, when you stop accepting normal as good enough, when you decide that you are worth investigating, worth healing, worth saving, before the disease makes that decision for you. So here is my invitation to you. Start by downloading that free guide on the 5 labs to uncover hidden dysfunction. It's your first step to becoming your own health detective. And when you are done waiting, when you are ready to finally get some real answers, click the other link and book a free strategy session with me. Let's find out what your body is trying to tell you together. Because you deserve to feel amazing, not when you are sick enough, not when medicine finally catches up. No, now, today, this year. Your family deserves the real you, the energized you, the present you, and that person, they are not gone. They are just buried under dysfunction that nobody is bothering to look for. I care about this. You really care about this because I've been where you are. Because I've spent years of my own life in that gap, feeling broken while the world told me I was fine. And I promise you, on the other side of this is everything you've been missing. Don't wait. Let's find it together. Stop accepting the gap. Start closing in it. Let's do this together.